Let's start off by asking, who the hell are you?
Who the hell am I? I've just been a really big personality. That's pretty much why I got left back. But I discovered that I could make other people laugh.
I'm so happy to be outside, y'all. Everything been shut down for a minute. Everything been shut down for a minute. I couldn't wait for shit to open the fuck back up.
Okay.
What is one of the most funny? Which story is the most reactive?
I got 3 kids by 3 baby fathers, and I got 3 problems. 3 mistakes. They still there at the house.
Let's talk about how you got
3 baby fathers. Okay. So I have three baby fathers, one born in the 80s, one born in the 90s, and one born in 2000.
Barely like kids. I got 3 mistakes, y'all. I got 3 mistakes. I got 3 kids at the house. I got one that's born in the 80s. I got one that's born in the 90s. And I got one born in 2000. And that one I want to give back. You understand what I'm saying? I'm highly allergic to that girl. So what I'm trying to say to y'all is I'm raising a thug. I'm raising a weed head. And I'm raising a model.
And that's truly what happened. My first baby father took out me and my fiance. You heard me correctly. My first baby father took out me and my fiance, and he got us pissy drunk. Pissy drunk. We were engaged, we were happy, go lucky, and then next thing you know, I'm pregnant. And I'm like, what in the world? So my first baby father supposed to take care of that last baby too, y'all. That first baby father is responsible.
Yes, you did. I said, I don't know who you coming for right now, but you understand what I'm saying? I'm from the streets. You better stop messing with me. You understand what I'm saying? Then you know, because I gave her one of these iPhones, she gonna Google where I'm from, right? She was like, Ma, they barely got street lights over there. Where you from, Ma? You understand what I'm saying? Ma, there ain't no hoods, there ain't no projects. I said, mind your business. Right then and there, I stopped paying the phone bill. You understand what I'm saying?
So I have another saying, and it says, it takes a village to raise a family. That's why they all have their own dad. But you know what? Everybody got to help everybody, because you're raising, we're raising kids, and this is what it is.
The kids wouldn't be here right now. I smoke a little weed. I get the munchies. So I figured since I got the munchies, I should go feed them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because they must be hungry. You know what I mean? One good Saturday, y'all, I got my son dressed for school. I was so motherfucking high on that new shit that y'all call loud. I dressed this motherfucker like a black mom too. I had his ass shiny as shit on a Saturday, y'all. I had him out there with his big old book bag.
Face? Okay, so my name, my given name is Natasha Rochelle Ross. And my aunt named me, and she also named me Mother Nature. But one of the things for sure is Natasha Face comes because I can't hold back my expressions.
Garlic, I've been smoking weed so long. They called it reefer. Now all of a sudden they want to make it legal. You know how long I've been hiding weed in different places and things like that? Hiding weed. Now you can just ride down the street smoking it. Shoot, you get pulled over and be like, wait a minute, officer. Wait a minute.
So I am a complete natural. I really am. I am a complete natural. I never thought in a million years that I would be a stand-up comic. I love watching all the comics on stage, but I never mocked them. I never studied them or anything. I honestly can say I'm really a natural at this. I just would always make everyone laugh around the office, make everyone feel calm, cool in order to be in the dental office. I actually helped name a dentist office, the apprehensive patient. I actually helped name that. But I used to soothe the patients. So I never thought that I would be a stand-up comic. Maybe a dentist, but not a stand-up comic.
And you can borrow this wig for your baby when you're done, because I only needed it for your show. Okay?
What made you know though? Like, all right, I got this gift and I need to use it.
Once people started paying me. Yeah. Once people started paying me and calling me and booking me. But then I was really convinced when I got the Apollo.
Okay, say it again. Now, KP was used to the BMW. So I rose up to pick up KP with this Hyundai. Now, I told you already, he's very vocal. And I'm picking him up from speech class. And I have a problem with that because he's special needs. I'm special needs. He got an IEP. I got an IEP. He got a 504 and I got a 504. So who the fuck is going to be the adults in this situation?
Let's keep it real. Like, okay, you really on to something. Like, you for real funny. So, yeah. No, it wasn't amateur. I was actually booked for the Apollo. So that was pretty dope. So I did stand in line for 8 hours. And they give you like a minute and a half. Yeah. They didn't call me back.
He was like, Natasha, I seen your life flash before you, and you haven't been a good girl. And because I'm newly saved in church, I seen his life flash before him too. So the only thing I could do was dunk him too. Pastor came up and he was like, what you do that for? I said, Pastor.
So what was one of your like most what is one of the craziest memories you can think of on your way up? Like what was one of those crazy stories where you'd be like, you know what, that could have made that could have broken me and I probably would have never did it again.
Real story? All my stories are real stories. I remember getting this gig, and I remember that I was going to get like $600 to $700 for this gig, and I was excited. I was hosting, and my son was in a fight in the parking lot, and someone pulled a gun on him, and I was hysterical, and that made me or broke me right then and there, because I knew that I wanted to be outside with my son to make sure that he was okay, but I had 5 minutes to get myself together and introduce myself on stage. So I knew after that moment, if I couldn't pull that off, then this wasn't for me. There's a time and a place for everything. And I handled that situation, handled the other situation, and then went right back to the other situation. So I knew at that moment, and then I had to do the same thing again because my mom passed away, and I had a sold out show the night before her funeral. So I said to myself, I wasn't going to process this until it was time to process this. So I knew that I had it then because I processed it when it was necessary. So let me tell you this. I got left back because I talked too much as a child. And this was the one report card that my mother seemed to save. You know what I mean? The one thing that my mom saved was this one report card that I got left back. So she would always say, Natasha, you talk too much. You never let somebody tell you what to do. You talk entirely too much. And that's why you got left back. So when I told my mom that I wanted to be a stand-up comic, she was like, you know what? You're not funny until I tell you you're funny. And I was like, I am funny. She was like, take your funny ass over here and take out the garbage. And I was like, you know what? I pay people to take out my garbage, but I really didn't. But I just wanted to see what it felt like, to put her, in her place. And she was like, you know what? You got until I count to 3 to take out my damn garbage with your funny ass. And so it felt good to just say, now I'm getting paid for comedy. I would come in the house and she'd be like, okay, you got money for new clothes? I'd be like, yeah, because I'm funny. And still, and all the way until she passed away, she knew that I was funny, but she ain't want to say that I was funny, but she knew that I was funny. She was at every comedy show. She was at every comedy show until she passed away. My weaknesses is focusing because I have ADHD. I've diagnosed myself with ADHD. I have multiple things going on at one time. If I could get a solid team behind me, which I'm working on that, that's on its way, I know that they're going to gear me towards finishing projects. Finishing projects, yes. I have lots of multiple ideas in my head, and they're going to help me put that in action. And my strength is just basically bring the energy. I am the energy giver, okay? The same energy you give me is what I'm going to give you back, and I am really good at them being a dull room and me changing the whole dynamic of the room around. I'm really a strength in that right there. I'm ready to go on stage at all times to bring up the room. Yeah, that's definitely one of my strengths, and being a natural at this.